All right, guys, so we have two videos here. Basically, you guys sent me multiple videos on this topic. I'm just going to go ahead and pick two, guys. Tesla dealerships under attack as anti-Musk rhetoric grows. This is a suggestion via Discord. Let's jump into it, guys.
Last night that deranged leftists are vandalizing Teslas and firebombing dealerships across the country. Well, we just found out another dealership in Oregon was just shot up. Watch.
Shot up.
Roughly 40 protesters gathered here at the Southwest Cascade Avenue Tigard Tesla dealership for a protest. They're calling it the Rally to Restore Democracy. They were protesting against President Donald Trump, Elon Musk, the Doge cuts, and also the tariffs at the border.
Yeah, guys, whenever I hear someone talk about they're protesting Doge cuts, I look at them really weird, bro. Like, what are you protesting? Like, what you want the people that are sitting in Congress, et cetera, right, to keep enriching themselves? Guys, what is the average salary of someone in Congress? And then try to go figure out their net worth. And then come back to me and then say, you know what? There's something weird going on. Yeah, bro, there's something weird going on. You protesting Doge makes you look like you're fine with it. You probably are. You probably don't know.
For a protest, they're calling it the Rally to Restore Democracy. They were protesting against President Donald Trump, Elon Musk, the Doge cuts, and also the tariffs at the border. This protest is only hours after police report that this Tesla dealership was hit by multiple gunshot rounds overnight. Investigators believe at least 7 shots were fired, damaging 3 cars and shattering windows. 1 bullet went through an office wall and into a computer monitor.
Hey, they were just trying to test the bulletproof nature of the Cybertruck, bro. Relax.
Shattering windows. 1 bullet went through an office wall and into a computer monitor. This incident comes after a string of vandalism attempts for Teslas and Tesla dealerships across the nation.
Primetime's also obtained new photos of the man who firebombed the Tesla dealership in Salem, Oregon, causing $500,000 worth of damage. Surveillance photos show him walking towards the Tesla dealership in a black burqa before chucking Molotov cocktails at the building.
This is crazy.
Red Tesla burst into flames. There you go. Then the suspect hurled a rock at the dealership window and shattered it. That's when more random projectiles were thrown, damaging other cars in the area. When investigators arrived on the scene, they found more Molotovs in the parking lot. Political unrest from the radical left's brewing. After Trump got shot, the left was told to tone down the rhetoric, or the violence would get worse. Some listened. They stopped calling Trump Hitler and started using names of other dictators.
I've watched this guy use television like nobody's ever done. It is Mussolini. It's about believing the leader in what he says verbatim. And that's what Trump does on television. And he's using us to do it, using the medium.
I mean, this is why it's very, very, very important to actually have some type of critical thinking. I do not believe everything that Trump says. That's not a thing. Hopefully not many people believe anything that anyone says, right? Do your own research at all times, guys. But either way.
The media doesn't think he's a fascist. They say he's a revolutionary.
This country is being turned upside down, and Donald Trump is the revolutionary who's going to incite revolution if he doesn't stop this crap.
So what are Democrats going to do? Well, The View says they need to stop Trump by any means necessary, even if it means sacrificing their lives.
The Democrats are not meeting the moment. The baby boomers, the civil rights generation, they knew what they had to do. They were willing to fight and die for their rights. This generation of Congress, they are not meeting the moment. This is an existential crisis.
Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna joins us now. Congresswoman, how much attention is Washington paying this rise in violence against Musk?
I would say that they are largely responsible. Jesse, I sit on House Oversight, and the rhetoric that we're hearing, not just when the cameras are on, but even off, I will tell you that I've heard conversations on the House floor where people have said that they know that Elon Musk hitting him, attacking him is actually good for their polling numbers. And so they're going to continue to do it. Now, as you know, Elon Musk just went on Joe Rogan the other day, has talked about how he has an increase in threat to his life. And so I would say that this scary rhetoric that we're hearing is also the same rhetoric that we heard about President Trump leading up into the 2024 election cycle. And remember, it's these crazy leftists that are actually partaking in these violent attacks. And so it's very concerning. Attacks on politicians is up at the highest time it's ever been in the last decade.
We're hearing about Ryan Ruth, but not much. It just seems like very mysterious. Nothing on the Butler guy, nothing much on Ruth, except that he had all these phones and he came back from Ukraine radicalized. Are we expecting to hear more at some point?
Unless President Trump releases that report, which I am hearing he's going to, I don't think that the mainstream media will give it the coverage that it deserves. And they won't, because they know that all of these assassins that or would-be assassins that tried to assassinate President Trump were radicalized leftists. That's not just a made-up talking point from Republicans. That's a fact. We know the guy that was in court today actually had postings. He actually went to Ukraine. I mean, he was as radicalized as they get and literally thought that President Trump was going to be the end of Ukraine. Meanwhile, President Trump is actively working to establish peace in Ukraine and probably the only person in the world that could have done that. Yeah. And so what I will tell you is what I'm finding on our end is that unless we push back heavily on this, it's just going to continue and it's unacceptable.
What's going on with the Epstein files? A couple weeks ago, that was kind of weird. What are you hearing?
I feel the same way that you do, Jesse, and I'm very frustrated, just like many Americans are. I think that those lists need to be released to the American people, and that's really up to the decision of Attorney General Pam Bondi. Yeah. I can tell you that as a member of Congress, we have not really gotten much communication from the Department of Justice, but we are going to be continuing to put pressure because when the American people elected President Trump, they demanded transparency, and frankly, it's disturbing that more people aren't in jail for the crimes that were committed for trafficking people. And that's exactly what Jeffrey Epstein did. So I hope that she releases those files in entirety. And I frankly hope that she brings charges because what happened should have never been acceptable and people belong in jail.
Okay, guys. So, okay. Hold on. All right. So when it comes down to these lists, I do think that definitely we should be trying our hardest to kind of get more kind of openness with the list itself. But again, what are we going to do with the list, guys? Thinking about it now, right? I mean, just thinking about it right now, like what are we going to do with that list? I don't know. We could stop facilitating people's businesses, let's say, or, but again, not everyone that went there probably even knew what was going on, bro. Listen, devil's advocate here. I just can't imagine that all of these people knew everything, right? Similar to like Diddy, right? And all the things that are going on with him, bro. I'm not sure everyone knew what was happening. So flight logs and lists and things like that. It would be great to get some information so we can ask people, hey, bro, what did you do out there? That's one thing, right? But you can't just assume, I think, in scenarios like this, guys. But all right, let's go ahead and jump into the next video here. Protesters target Tesla after backlash to Elon Musk's political power grows. Let's see where this takes us, guys. We'll give another opinion specifically on this topic towards the end of this video.
In New Orleans, a usually festive Mardi Gras parade turning sour as the crowd spots some Tesla Cybertruck. Onlookers booing, jeering, and pelting the vehicles with beads usually tossed at revelry. Just the latest sign of backlash to Elon Musk's central role in the Trump administration, now affecting his car company and those who buy his cars. Recent protests erupting outside Tesla dealerships in Manhattan, Boston, and Tucson, Arizona, calling for a boycott.
This is a protest against Trump and Musk, mainly because they're trying to take from the poor.
It says Mussolini swastika. Boycott Tesla. Guys, you know that this boycott is irrelevant. All the people who are boycotting anything, if you don't understand the play.
Pass a tax relief, they call it, for the wealthy.
And even an alleged arson attack targeting Tesla charging stations under investigation in Massachusetts.
You know how rich this man is?
Posts on social media from people who say they're trying to sell their Tesla.
Bro, sell it. You already bought it.
Because they don't want to be associated with Musk. Including star musician Sheryl Crow waving goodbye to her tow Tesla.
I don't like Elon Musk.
NBC affiliate 9 News in Denver reporting on a dirt parking lot full of Teslas and speaking to another woman who sold hers.
He doesn't care about people. He has no empathy whatsoever. So he can be the richest man in the world, but I'm not going to help contribute to that.
But don't worry, it doesn't matter.
Those selling might have trouble getting much in return. Used car website Car Gurus reporting that the average price of used Teslas has crashed from about $67,000 in 2022 to under $30,000 this month.
Oh, bro. Not much. So wait a couple of months and trade you and go get one.
More than your run-of-the-mill used car. That could just be due to loads of Tesla leases coming to an end.
That could be it, yeah.
It might have something to do with Musk's association with Trump.
No, it's the leases.
The answer is it's too early to tell. It definitely is polarizing in both directions, whether it's GM or Hyundai, Kia. They're starting to put a lot more EVs into the marketplace. So that's going to continue to create competition for Tesla.
Tesla's stock price is also getting hammered this year, more than the broader market, dropping around 35% since President Trump took office with Musk at his side.
I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm definitely hoping it can go back down to $22. Listen, I got out of Tesla a while ago because I saw it was kind of like peaking and then it started kind of dropping in ways I didn't like it. So I got out of it a long time ago. But if it drops down to $22, I don't think people understand like the play that's happening here. People are all emotional over things that the news and the media are basically telling you to be emotional over. But bro, this was expected. Like certain parties, when they're in office, they do certain things. Manufactured crises and the melt up, basically, scenario, theory, let's say. These are things that happen every single time the right gets in office. A manufactured crisis of some sorts, guys. And why is this done? To crash the stock market. That's it. You want the stock market to basically be absolutely terrible. So what happens? You buy when it's bad. Think about this here. The Waltons from Walmart knew this already. All these super uber rich billionaires already knew the play, what exactly was going to happen. Hence the reason why a lot of the people were starting to get out of like commercial real estate deals right before Trump got into office. Because again, everyone knows the play. The left is going to go crazy in the media, right? That's going to bring the stock price down. Trump's going to say something crazy. He's going to bring the stock price down, right? And then everyone already knew, the super rich were already getting their liquidity ready so they can jump into the stock market as all this crashing is happening, right? So they can quadruple their money, bro. So for example, you're sitting here protesting Elon Musk and Tesla. Okay, great, right? It doesn't matter. Guys, people have a very short memory. All right, the Tesla stock is going to go right back up, and the people that are jumping in right now, specifically the SPY and SPYG, the S&P 500, along with the S&P 500 growth, are absolute. People are jumping and they're buying so hard right now, bro. Okay, because everyone knows the game. But for some reason, there's a whole group of people who have no idea what the stock market is, because you can follow everything by the stock market. Like, you know what's going on. All right, and follow the peaks and highs, guys, and the lows, guys. All right, and that's all this is. So you worrying about burning this man's buildings down, you don't like him, et cetera, et cetera. All you're doing is making him more money. Okay, because if you don't think that he's now not buying more of his stock, if that's a possibility, or other people are not buying stocks, so he's going to get a kickback when it goes back up. Like, think about the whole game that's being played right now, guys. All right. That's just the reality. I don't know. I see the protest. It's a little frustrating seeing it, right? But it's just like, bro, you guys are falling into the trap. Everyone falls directly into the media trap. They want to crash the stock market to the point where they can buy in at its lowest point. Then in a couple of years, they are billionaires, 100 billionaires, trillionaires even, guys. That's the play. All right. I just broke the secret. Okay. That's it. It's basics. Like, I want this stock price to go back down to $22.50. When it goes to $22.50, you put a couple $1,000 into that thing, okay? And then watch from $22.50 to $500. And now, how many shares of Tesla do you have? What's the value of it? Look at your gigantic profit that happens most likely in the span of, bro, 3 months. Look at that, guys. All right. But I'm not here to teach you guys the stock market today. This is not financial advice, but just understand the play. This is the play. That's it. There's no more than this. It happens every single, 4 to 8 years, guys. This is just the cyclical here. But either way,
dropping around 35% since President Trump took office with Musk at his side. But beyond Musk's politics, there are global factors
the emotion out of it,
spooking the markets on Tesla. Softening demand in major foreign markets like China, which announced today that Tesla shipments are down about 50% in February from the month before. And sales are down in Europe, too, where Musk's support for far-right parties has provoked some anger. But a global rise in nationalism might be at work, too.
There is a broader movement afoot globally where patriotic consumers, whether they're Chinese buyers or European buyers. There's an inward look at trying to really shield and protect your own brands, your own markets. And this is where we are now.
We reached out to Tesla for comment on the protests.
And you just proved the point why we need to tariff everything. Because if we're the only ones not doing it while everyone else is doing it to us, you just proved the point there.
And its stock decline. We did not immediately hear back. Musk, meanwhile, brushing off his critics.
That the revolution might actually succeed, that we could restore power to the people instead of power to the bureaucracy.
To be clear, Tesla's stock is still above where it was the day before Donald Trump was elected last November. But there's no doubt that the apparent backlash to Elon Musk is going global. A Tesla dealership in the French city of Toulouse also hit by an alleged arson attack that authorities say completely destroyed 8 cars. A sign, perhaps, that Tesla's supercharged growth may be running out of juice.
It's not.
David Noriega is joining us now. Okay, so when we talk about car companies, one of the things we talk about are those tariffs that President Trump has put in place. Some automakers are concerned about that. What's the vibe from Tesla?
Yeah, Hallie, so other automakers, more older automakers, stand to be affected by those tariffs more than Tesla because they've gotten used over the last 30 years or so to the North American integrated market that resulted from NAFTA. Tesla is a little bit more removed from that way of doing things, but of course they're still plugged into these cross-border supply chains, and they of course will be affected by those tariffs. Musk, however, projects bullishness on how his political activity will affect his businesses. He says the same thing about EV tax credits going away, for example. He's not worried about how that might affect Tesla. And that is the big question here. This slump facing his businesses, is it the beginning of a longer downturn, or is it something temporary that his companies are going to bounce back from? We don't.
Bro, it's temporary. It's temporary. Yeah, because Americans have a very short memory. Okay. You will forget something crazy happened. It's like 7 years. All right. And trust me, the stock market is going to absolutely go up within the next 4 to 5.
Really know yet, Hallie. It'll take some time to find out.
Thanks for watching.
So okay, and guys, and I am heavily into stocks, guys. Okay, and if you follow it and have followed it for a long time, you kind of understand exactly what I'm saying here. Hopefully, right? It's all a play. It's all a ploy. You know, one side gets into the White House, the other side goes crazy. Right, the other side's media is just wild, right? Then the other side gets in, and then what happens? The media is wild, but the same thing always happens. The stock market kind of goes down, and then all of the billionaires end up, for some reason, they start selling a lot of their assets, right? Getting some heavy, pool of liquidity, right? Because why would anyone store liquidity at more than $300 in their bank account? I don't know, right? And they know that. so they're storing billions of dollars in money that is appreciating on an hourly basis, okay? To wait exclusively for the stock price to hit a perfect amount, and then they're going to buy everything. That's what they're doing here. They're waiting for people to get broke so they can buy up all the assets. They have the cash for it. They already sold their other assets, right? So they can get more assets at a cheaper price for it to basically go up in price in a couple of years. That's all they're doing, guys. It's just the same thing. It's how the rich get richer and richer and richer and richer and richer and richer. Okay, you just got to play the market and not be emotional by any of the news that's actually coming out. Being thrown in your face. That's it, guys. That's the play. All right. This is not financial advice. I'm not giving it. I'm just telling you. All right. But all right, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.